Chapter 28. Wrong. After I flat out lied to my parents, I decided to try talking to Dr. Marcacius myself when I entered my bedroom. There is something seriously wrong with you if you think it's acceptable to speak to Mom and Dad like that, I said. If you want to have this conversation, we're going to have it tomorrow after we worship the Lord at the secret spot. Just me and you. Said Dr. Marcacius. What if it's raining? Then we'll have it in the conservatory somewhere. After we worshiped the Lord the next day and had some frozen pizza for lunch, we walked to Adams and Wabash and boarded the next Green Line train toward Horleman Lake, and we got off at Conservatory / Central Park Drive. The clouds looked threatening, I said when we got to Conservatory Central Park Drive station. Let's find a safe space in the conservatory, said Dr. Marcacius. We then entered the conservatory, and to our surprise, there was no one there. When we would think Sunday would be a busy day, especially after church, and most churches, I think, would be out by now. However, that could be because right when we entered, it began pouring down rain harder than yesterday. No going outside today to have this discussion, Dr. Marcacius said in the lobby. I wasn't planning on that, I said. We then sat down at a table in the room connected to the show house at Garfield Park Conservatory with a fountain in it. There is something wrong with you. I just know it, I said to Dr. Marcacius when we were sitting down. Yeah, I know, said Dr. Marcacius. What is it? I don't know. Yes, you do. Stress. Stress? Why? Dealing with my studies on trying to find a cure for autism and trying to save Mom at the same time is becoming too much when Mom and Dad bother me. Then maybe you should stop trying to find a cure for autism. No, I can juggle both of those things and return at the same time with moderate stress, but dealing with Mom and Dad taking money from me, I just can't. I did try to ask them to split up so each of us pays $100 instead of you paying $300. Were you successful? I was. Then you jumped and hurt George and Mom, and now you are back to paying all $300, I said. Why did you jump on them? Well, it wasn't just them. I did hurt you too. Well, it wasn't just them. I did hurt you too. I know, but answer the question. The most honest answer I can possibly give is that I have been having issues that are so bad lately that I haven't been thinking straight, even with how damaged I know Mom is. It didn't stop me from jumping on her. So my honest answer is that I don't know why, because I haven't been thinking straight. That answer actually came as a shock to me. Is that why you threatened to rape Mom and Dad last night? I asked. Yes, Dr. Marcacius answered. Dr. Marcacius then broke down crying, and then he was enjoying another candy cigar. Does Hannah know about this? I asked. No, Dr. Marcacius answered. Why? I'm scared that if I tell her, she won't want to be my girlfriend anymore. This is the first time I'm in a serious relationship. Even though she is a psychology minor, she may understand you. No, because I feel if I tell her about that, she will find out about last night and not want to be my girlfriend anymore. I think you should tell her about your mental issues, I said. Well, she is not going to hear about it through me, said Dr. Marcacius. Then should I tell her? You can. Then should I call her now? If you go up to Howard by yourself and I'd rather you go up to Howard by yourself and tell her in person what is going on. Fine, I answered. However, I want you to get this whole talk out of the way first. Dr. Marcacius said. Just then I noticed that the ceiling fans in the room were beginning to slow down, and then an employee entered the room. We're closing now. We lost power from the storm, said the employee. We then got up and began to leave. If there were not many people on the train car on the way back, we can finish having this talk there, said Dr. Marcacius. Fine. We then ran to Conservatory Central Park Drive Station. It was about 3 minutes until the next Green Line train toward Ashland 63rd Cottage Grove showed up. We were still pretty dry when we got on because we didn't bring in our brush and we were waiting under a covered area. No one was in the train car with us, so we can finish up this conversation. You do realize what you did yesterday to Mom and Dad is absolutely unacceptable, I asked as we were pulling out of the station. Yes, Dr. Marcacius answered. You do realize it makes you look like a hypocrite that you could have made Mom's spinal cord break when you were trying to save her from it. Yes. Have you apologized to Mom and Dad yet because of last night? No. When will you get back? Will you when you get back to Robbinsog? Yes. Good. That is all I wanted to talk with you about. I'm sorry that I act like the older one, and I'm sorry that I upset you and made you cry, but I am glad we had this talk. Do you want to know something weird? You too? Yep. After about 10 minutes later, we were entering the loop. Okay, get off at Staten Lake and transfer to the Red Line and travel all the way up to Howard. When you get to Howard, exit and make a right turn, and it is 3 blocks down on the right. At the house connected to a board, there should be a sign for it. Said Dr. Marcacius as we were entering the loop. Got it, I said. Before you ask, today will be a good time for her. Got that too. It was about 2 minutes because we needed to stop at Clorkin Lake first, but then we arrived at Staten Lake. Bye, Dr. Marcacius, I said as I was getting off the train. Bye, Sam, said Dr. Marcacius. I waited for Dr. Marcacius's train to pull out and continue on before I made the transfer down to the Red Line under State Street. After that, it was about 40 minutes until I arrived at Hannah's, and I could tell what house was hers immediately. When I entered, there weren't many people at the door, but I could see Hannah was working the door. Sam, what are you doing here? Hannah asked. I need to discuss something with you regarding Dr. Marcacius, I said. You're going to have to wait until my dad gets back from the restaurant supply store. How long will that be? I would say about 10 minutes. Okay, but can I have a glass of water for free? Sure, water is always free here. I then took a glass of water and sat down at the booth to begin to drink it. That 10 minutes wait sort of morphed into a 20-minute wait. So what is it you want to talk about regarding Marcus? Hannah asked when she sat down, which proved to me that she didn't want to call him Dr. Marcacius either. He has been having some mental issues that he wanted me to tell you about, I answered. Really? Like what? He has been acting very compulsively lately, and he doesn't know why. Well, we do know why. It is because of stress. We just don't know why he has been acting aggressively. Really? Yep. That is odd, because he doesn't act that way in front of me because he loves me. He wanted me to be the one to tell you this because he was scared that you wouldn't want to be his girlfriend anymore with what is going on, I said. Did something happen, which is why you were telling me this? Hannah asked. He misbehaved big time when he entered Robbinsog yesterday. How? You know what? I would rather not tell you that. Okay. May I ask, was he around you yesterday? Yeah, he was fine. He was always so nice to me. He just has been having some family issues. Why? Yeah, he has been having issues with stress lately. Stress is not what is throwing him over the edge, but really my parents are. Why? Well, really, Well, right now we are trying to protect the person known as the return. If our parents find out about this, they will put the return in jail, and that is going to cause issues because we think the return is the key to trying to save our mom's life from her mobility issues, I explained. I see, said Hannah. Do you understand all of this because you are a psychology minor? Yes, I do. Good. May I ask, what exactly happened last night? I can't tell you what happened because he is really scared that you will break up with him, and so I am, to be honest. Tell me now. He jumped on us when we were hiding when we lost power yesterday, and then he threatened to rape his parents. What? What was the second part again? Hannah asked. He threatened to rape his parents, I answered. How? He screamed at them, saying that if you don't stop, I am going to rape you. That is wildly out of his character, but I don't think he meant it. It doesn't matter, it was still him, though. I know, but I think, it was less of a threat and more of just a leave me alone moment. Are you still going to be his girlfriend? Hannah giggled for a few minutes and then responded, Of course! As a psychology minor, I totally understand that and how autism causes that, Hannah said. Good, I said. Where is Marcus now? In Robbinsog. Tell me again why you wanted to come up here and tell me what was going on? He wanted me to be the one to tell you because he was scared that you wouldn't want to be his girlfriend anymore. Oh yeah! May I ask, what did you two do yesterday? I took him to my room for the first time and let him tour my house whenever he was here. He always chilled with me and my parents at the bar. Oh, okay. He was very nice to me. I believe that it's just something about mom and dad that always sends him off. Do you know what that thing is? Hannah asked. The fact that ever since my mom began to have mobility issues, that he feels neglected by my parents, I said. Why do you think he feels neglected? I think it is because he feels like ever since her mom got her mobility issues, or mom was being placed ahead of his needs in middle and high school, which were both very difficult for him mentally. I see. I just entered middle school. It is harder than elementary school, but I don't think it is as horrible as Marcus says it is. Well, we all have opinions. I do feel like he was neglected, though, because I do feel like there were parts of Marcus where I feel like our parents didn't give a shit when you probably should have. May I ask about an example of that? My parents never got him treated for depression and anxiety, which were both things I know for a fact my mom has until after he completed middle school. Do you know why they waited until then? My mom got her cane at 40, but on her 41st birthday, which occurred while Marcus was in 8th grade. At the end of 8th grade, he snapped it in half because I don't think his mom and dad believed how depressed he was until he snapped it in half. What happened as a result? Hannah asked. They got him treated for it in the hospital, and he has been on a stimulator ever since. I am not sure if he feels it is working or not, I answered.